Hi everybody, John Randall back here again, day 6 of my Mistral Garda restoration. So today I'm going to replace this mast track. What you can see here is the original system has been taken away and one of these modern mounts has been put in here, and what I want to do is I actually want to restore it back to its original. So I do have a couple others that I can use. Let me just move the camera a little bit. So hopefully you can see these. These were all pretty much the same from the boards of this era, that sort of 84, 86. I think the ones with the numbers on them are more like what I have on my Maui and my competition and my Malibu. And it seems that the Mistral Garda, they just had a plain mast track that didn't have anything on it. So I'm actually going to put this one on. This is one I got for about $50 on eBay. It's got a bit of wear and tear, as you can tell, but I do want this thing to look original. So I'm just going to take the other one out. I'm going to put this one in, and fingers crossed it should all be good. The only thing that is maybe not quite right on this one is the end. It's a little bit marked up, so I may yet take the one off that is on the board. And you know, as you can see, there's a lot of wear on the carriage. So you know, we'll see how it all goes. Anyways, away we go. We'll start to unscrew the old one. All right, so we're going to start by removing the old mast track out of the board. We'll see what's going on underneath. Okay, well, that actually came out pretty easily. I've got a little bit of kind of rubber underneath here. So I think I'll start by giving this all a bit of a clean. Looks like there's nothing sort of ripped up too much, so that's a good sign. Put a little bit of silicone around there once I get it clean, and we'll take it from there. All right, so after a quick wash, we'll give this a bit of a dry. Things are looking a little bit cleaner. This is the old track that came out. A little bit of corrosion, but overall not too bad. This is the track that I'm going to put in. You can see it mast car's moving pretty nicely. See if we can do a test fit. Yeah. Looks good. You know, I'm not going to worry too much about this little top piece here. I think that's fine. Well, I might actually, on second thoughts, now I'm looking at this one, which is in really good shape, I might actually unscrew this and just take a bit of a look. Maybe I will change it. So this video was initially going to be just a simple take out one mast track and put in another. But as I've worked on it a bit more, I've decided that I wanted to pull the whole thing apart, and because I'd read how tricky these are to put back together and kind of learn a bit more about it, I wanted to recondition the push lever there, and I wanted to replace another piece here. So I started putting things back together, and one of the things that I found was the mechanism, the spring here that goes into the lever there. That's all part of the centerboard end of things, and trying to line this all up when the rope's on and under pressure, and trying to get this this little other end, this little spring to go in there There's a little plastic pin on the end, but to get that to go in there is quite tricky. So I'm going to put this all back together, and I'm just going to let this video run, and we'll see how we go. One of the tricks, or one of the tough parts, is that this piece, which goes there and is really all part of the mechanism, this rope has to go through and around and back again, and trying to get this rope threaded through these little holes is quite hard. So I'm just going to let this video run, and you can watch me struggle. So one of the things I've done here, as I'm reassembling this piece here, is I pulled the rope out of the centerboard end of the mast carriage. I pulled the pedal off, and I pulled this white pin out here, and the pedal is now just rotating around that white pin. When I get the rope back through, I'll be inserting this little guy, and this actually goes through the top of that red pedal, just in that hole there, and it actually locks the pedal to the rotating piece that you can see. Well, you can sort of see it just there, and the rope is actually going through that, all the way through that plastic there. So I'm going to keep working on this for a while. It's very fiddly. I probably wouldn't have done all the replacements if I'd known how messy this is. Now, maybe there's a quicker, easier way to do this, but at the moment, trying to get this piece of rope back through here is quite a challenge, and then I've got to do the other side as well, and then obviously I've got to reattach the rope to the back onto here. This is the actual mast carriage, so one end in each of those. So we'll see how we go. This rope, the left-hand side, it's going to come in to that side, and the other side is going to come all the way around the top, and it's going to come in that side. So we'll start with this one. All right. I'll start by putting the wheels back on the carriage. Slide the carriage in. So I put the spring inside here, so that I can actually adjust things. It's not actually fitted in place yet, it's just sitting inside the handle, but it's not actually sitting inside the little nodule piece. I'm going to put the other end on. We can start to get a look how this is all going to finish off. Now, the tricky part is I've got to get this piece pushed right out to the end, and then I'm going to have to put I've got to put the screws in both ends, in the left end here. So this one's going to push right out to, let's see if I can even get it out there. So right to there. And then I've also got to get this this little spring to sit inside the little nodule in the bottom here. So the spring's got to straighten up and it's got to hook into there, and then I'm going to have to finally put this, there's a little locking piece that attaches the handle on. So I'm going to start off by trying to get the spring into the right place. And that has actually worked by the look of it. So it's not quite pushed through as much as I would have liked, so I'm going to work on it a bit more here. Inside the spring there's this little plastic piece that sits in that nodule. Whoop, and it just came out. So we'll try that again. All right. Time I think we did a little bit better. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to try and screw this piece into place now. So this is all under a lot of pressure from the rope that's now pushed really tight. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this little pin, and it's going to go through here, and it's going to lock into this piece of this plastic. In fact, what's really happening is inside this piece here, here's another one, the rope went through this center, and this little pin comes out, and the handle slides on there. Let me take it right out. All of this is just friction fit. So this piece has the rope going through it, like that. This piece sits on top. And there's a hole in the top here where everything lines up. And this pin goes in there. And that means when you push the pedal, it's also moving this that has the rope coming through. And that's kind of how it locks. Now the spring that I was messing around with before is what kind of keeps everything under tension, keeps this pedal and also this center piece, the center barrel kind of pushed up, which locks everything in place. So let me get the pin in on the one I'm repairing. Just twist it. I'll do a little bit of a test here. I haven't got it all, the pin's not all the way in yet, but we will do a test, see how it works. So pushing it in should free up everything to move, and when I release it, it's locked in place. I can't move that no matter how hard I try. Push this down again, and this is pretty free to move. Release it, and it's locked into place. Now it's pretty tight at the moment, but I feel that the whole thing will loosen up with a little bit of use. I'm actually pretty happy with that. Feels pretty good. So I'm just going to work on getting the pin here properly pushed in. Now with the pin properly seated, everything feels good, everything looks good. Everything's working. I've got a nice new end piece on up here, which came off one of the another one that I had. If you're wondering about spare parts, these old boards, you do need to try and keep a good supply. So let me show you. So this is the one that I've just been working on. I've got spare here, springs, pins, and then over here more pieces, so a couple of tracks, end pieces, and then obviously parts to make universal joints and fins and all sorts of other bits and pieces. So there's another really important piece, and I do have one that I haven't used yet. This is so you can attach a modern mast base onto your system. So this would actually fit inside here, and it allows you to still have a adjustable mast track, which is a nice thing. But for the moment, I'm just keeping everything original. We're going to finish this off now. I'm going to put the padding straps back in, put this piece in, and I'll put a little bit of silicone in and screw everything back into place. Check everything's lined up properly. And the screws. And we have one ready to go, Mistral Garda. You can give them a little test here. Perfect. The last step in today's repair, and really the last step for this board in total, Mistral Garda, is simply attaching a nose rubber. Now, these are hard to find, and I did see quite a few different ways of, or I thought about a few different ways of making my own. I was able to find one of these on eBay. A guy sold it to me. So, because the Garda is a bit of an unusual board, it's not one that you can necessarily source from places like Good Old Boards. They may or may not have them, but I'm not sure anyone's actually reproducing these for the Mistral Garda. So I'm just going to put this one on very simply. Because the material, again, I've talked about this with this board, is polyethylene, not much sticks to it. So your typical epoxies aren't going to work really well. What I'm going to use is just a standard contact adhesive like liquid nails. Put a little bit on the inside here. I'll put a little bit around the nose, around here, and then the two pieces you're just going to push together. Just using some liquid nails. This is the final walkover or flyover of the Mistral Garda that's been restored. It's been cleaned. It's got new foot straps on it. It's got new deck grip on it. It's got a, reconditioned mast track. It's pushing the handle down. Everything moves. And of course, it's got a new nose rubber. So really, all that's left to do is to get this out and to use it. If you've got any questions or any other thoughts, I'd love to hear from you. Randage38 at mac.com. See ya.